Hello. So I thought I'd try something interesting today that I've been wanting to do for a really long time, and that is decoupage. So I've never done napkin journals before, and so in my main art journal, what I wanted to do was try to do one. So I have this napkin that I saved from one of my parties, and apparently what you're supposed to do is peel off the first layer. So like there's layers between these. There's a napkin piece and then there's this regular piece. And what people do is they'll pull them apart and then use this like a tissue paper for journaling. So I wanted to try that and see. And see what we can do here. And then I also found some Tim Holtz like little kids I thought we could use as students, which would be fun. So I'm going to be a little careful. I've already ripped a little bit of piece of it. So it is not super hard to do, but it is a little tricky to get that thinness in there. So I thought maybe what we could do was, instead of having all four houses on it, maybe I can trim it and use like little squares of it in each one and do like a picture of each school. And just kind of go from there. So it looks like I have 4 of each, which is fine. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a pair of scissors and I'm just gonna cut along the lines here and cut these into smaller squares. So that way, maybe we can eventually do one with each house, which would be fun. And then I'll probably keep the Hogwarts symbol. Maybe we can make a main Hogwarts one sometime too. That'd be fun. Okay. Maybe do like a little diamond cutout. I don't know. Maybe since there's 4 houses, each one can have a piece of this or something. There we go. So now we got a little Hogwarts symbol collection going too. So let's see here. And I'm cutting it up anyway. But I myself still enjoy like the idea of Harry Potter. I did end up playing the Hogwarts Legacy game, and I did actually like it. But unfortunately I got bored before I finished it because it's just I feel like that game's really cool in some ways, and in other ways was just underwritten. And I know they've added more to it since then. I just haven't gone back to it since it came out. I enjoyed it for a little while. I definitely liked the idea of it. I wish it would have came out sooner than it did, honestly. I feel like that game would have been a huge hit if it had come out, you know, maybe not too long after the movies. I know they couldn't make it like what it is now, but, you know, I feel like it would have been more relevant at least. But I do know they have been casting a lot of people for the TV show or the HBO show, so that's pretty exciting. And, like, it's kind of funny in this climate, but I'm just really happy that they've got a really diverse cast so far. I'm really curious to see how it goes. And, you know, the originals will always have a place in my heart because I grew up with them, and like each year that they had a school year, I feel like I aged that same age. So that was kind of special. But, you know, it's time for some new kids to take that leap. And of course, I read the books and stuff as a kid too, and those were always fun, and I always enjoyed like finding little motifs and stuff. Honestly, it was odd not to find me with a book in my hand as a kid, which is so sad because I really don't read that much anymore. I mean, I've definitely read the Sarah J. Maas books. Hello. Thank you, Kayla. One of my best friends, Kayla, she introduced me to those. But, you know, I wish I read more, you know, but I guess if I can open up my heart and do more art stuff like I am now, maybe I have a chance to read some more, which would be great. I do, you know, I used to view books as like a little piece of their own world, like a little home away from home, I guess. All right. Now I've got to decide which house I want to do. Usually I would do Slytherin because that's my alma mater, like, you know, from the Sorting Hat. But I don't know. I might do. I'm kind of feeling some like Hufflepuff vibes, or maybe some Ravenclaw would be cute. Ravenclaw would be cute. Let's do Ravenclaw. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set these other scraps to the side. And I'm just gonna kind of organize how I'd want this laid out. Like, I picture that these would probably be parts of like a wall. So maybe if I have them kind of, or maybe like even like this or something. And then the Hogwarts symbol in the middle could be cool, like that. Ooh. So let's go ahead and try that. Now, from what I understand, as soon as we put the goo down, like that's it. We don't get a chance to move these because they're gonna be too thin. So I'm just gonna have to be really careful about that. I think I'm gonna do maybe this one up top. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out my golden map medium, and I'm just gonna slap some on my page. Just kind of get a square of it going. And then, like I said, you only really get one shot to do this. I'm just gonna put it down like that and kind of smooth it out a little bit. And then I'm gonna start going over it. And this should lock it down. really excited to do this. I've always wanted to try doing a napkin journal just because it seems like such an interesting idea. But I honestly don't get pretty napkins very often. Like, they don't really make them that much anymore unless you want to buy them and then like on like Amazon or something. And I feel like that's really expensive. Okay, so I can tell that that's pretty saturated. I am not going to swipe a card over this. I feel like that's a very bad idea. So instead I'm just gonna kind of pat it down where it's bubbling, because it is bubbling right in here. I'm just gonna kind of pat that down with my brush. And I think with a napkin journal, it's just gonna have to be textury. Okay, so I'm gonna do the one that's below it next. So I'm just gonna go. Give it a nice thick layer to stick on. And then let's see here, let's do, we can do this one next. Maybe like that. Uh-oh. Hold up, boss. Don't stick yet. Don't. Okay. Phew. Almost had an accident there. It was trying to have an air bubble under it. I guess the way I sat it down had a little bit of air. And it almost went whoop. Make this for my husband. My husband's a Ravenclaw. So I'll make it with him in mind. Okay. So that looks pretty saturated there. And then we'll do another one right in here. Might cut a little bit more of that so that we can get more of the bird in there, but not so much over the other birds. Like that, maybe. There we go. Okay. And we need this bird. I kind of cut it down again. And then we need to cut off the sides a little bit. Yeah, something kind of like that. Maybe put it up a little bit more. Yeah. And then I want to put a Hogwarts symbol somewhere, so maybe we can put it up here. Because then it's nice and out of the way, kind of. Or we could even put it on the floor, maybe. That might be cool. Now I'm just gonna put matte medium. Well, I think I'm gonna paint first and then I'll put matte medium on the rest of the page. That way we can get it over that, well, yeah, because I want to do the background first, I think, because I'm not sure how they're gonna look in here just yet. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go wash my brush real quick and then I'll be right back. All right, so I'm back and I'm just gonna dry this real quick. Okay, so now we're nice and dry. The other thing I'm gonna do is with my scraps that are left, I'm just gonna toss those because I don't need them anymore. And with these guys, I'll just set them to the side so they don't blow away. And I'm just gonna set those in a drawer where they'll be safe. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I thought I would take some blue and some black and just kind of mix them up at the top. I might even do a little bit of white. Some white might be interesting too. Like maybe just like subtly get it darker and darker and then go on in there. I don't know how that's gonna turn out. So this is just gonna be a learn as we go kind of thing, which is pretty normal here because like I said, not a professional. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna start with the white and blue and see what happens. So I'm just gonna squirt. And I'm gonna squirt a little bit more. And I'm not squirting a whole heck of a lot on my little thing over here just because I want to kind of test it out. So there's some black. And then here's some blue. Okay. And I've already got some paint on this hand, so I guess I'm painting with my right hand here. So I'm just gonna get some white and blue and just start swirling and see what we end up with here. So that's kind of turning into a lighter blue. I kind of wanted more of a swoosh in there. And what I might do is put a little bit of black on the edge just to kind of darken it up a little bit. I don't want to get too dark though, so we're going to go back to the white and blue. Bloop, 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 and just slop it in there. And I'm just going to go over all the edges. I've got a cookie sheet, so it's okay if it goes a little haywire. So see, I'm just going to swipe her in there and see where it goes. I'm gonna go up here. Tiny bit of black in there. Just kind of swooshing it and see what we get. As we go further down, do more of the black. Don't know that I was quite ready for it to be that dark that far up, but that's okay. So we've got more white and blue here that we can just kind of now wipe in there. And I just want to get all of our little edges in. And I can even, if I don't decide that I don't really like that black line there, I can even put some blue in there. Looks like I need a little bit more. So we need more blue and we need more white. Blue. white. And I'm really just gonna splash some of this, because I don't know that I really want any of the copyright wording in there, because that's a little weird. So I'm just gonna cover all that up. We don't need it. Don't need ya. Also, it kind of breaks it up a little bit, which is neat looking. Do a little bit more blue and white here to get rid of some of that black. That. Alright, so now we're going to start having more blacks and blues. So I'm going to give us some more blue here and some more black. I'm going to do a little bit more because there's definitely more surface area here to cover. And if I ever find that I think that it's too dark, I can just add a bit of white to the blue and go back over it. And just kind of squish it a bit like that. And I'll fix it. Then I can go back and do more black and blue. Whatever I want to do. Drag some of that down. Really like some of the blue that's hiding in there. It's pretty. We're just kind of giving it some life here. Go around the Hogwarts symbol. I just want the H there, because that way the blues are still in there. There we go. Just like that. Then I'm going to dry it real quick. Smeared that. There was a weird white spot there, but that's okay. Now it's a weird black smear, I guess. There we go. Okay. So now I've got that going, and then what I can do is, let's wipe my hands off real quick. Uh-oh, gonna have to wash it. Be right back. All right, so then what I thought I could do is take this kind of, this is not very opaque. This is more, not really clear, but it's not real deep, we'll put it that way. And I thought maybe I could take a palette knife or something and just kind of flick it across. I like to use this butter knife as a palette knife because it's pretty. So I'm just gonna splat some on there, and I'm gonna take it, do my Bob Ross moment, go poof. And some of it gets on the birds, cool. But I thought maybe this would just kind of give it a little bit of a something, something. I'm just gonna spread it around like that. I like that it's kind of getting on the texture of some of these napkins. Just like a weird corner of it. Like that. Kind of gives it a little bit of a, I don't know, a worn look, I would say. So it's not so bad looking. Now, I'm just gonna clean that off real quick. But I kind of like that. It looks a little different. It makes it look not so perfect. So you can't really tell that it came from a perfect image, maybe. Which I find nice. So then, I'm going to look for some things because I know that I definitely want these guys on here somewhere. Like even if they were sitting in the middle, that would be kind of cool. But I haven't really gotten much further than that. So give me one moment and I'll find some pieces that can work for us. Okay, so I found a couple of things I think can work for us because I want this to really have a cool magic vibe. So first what I'm going to do is I am going to go ahead and glue these down. Now, with these guys, I'm just going to use regular glue on this because, like I've said before, I'm really comfortable with regular glue. I don't mind it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick. Oh, looks like there's a little punch out there I can do. The idea is for them to look like they're sitting for kind of like a class picture or something. I think that would be kind of fun. And then I thought we could have some like magical stuff happening around them, maybe. Or maybe I could, let's dry this real quick. And then what we'll do is we'll set it up kind of how we want it. So if I'm sticking it down, I don't want it to stick on here. So let's kind of get an idea here. So I know I want them probably right about there. I found this cool circle thing, which I like, and I will probably squirt some more paint on them. I don't know if something like that might work or not. Let's see, what else do we got in here? We could do that there. Trying to do some stuff that has books in it because these are Ravenclaws, so we want something cool like that. Let's see, what else do we got in here that's kind of spell-like? Ooh, we could do one of these too. Maybe keep that one there and do like this one behind them, like that. And then do something like that up there. Or we can even switch it and do like that there. And that one there. Or we can even put one behind them. Huh. Ooh, there's other book ones in here too. I just saw one. It bleeped up at me. Where did that other book one go that I just saw? I just saw like a thick ass book one. Let's see, it had its pages opened. Ooh, this one has a book and a key. That's pretty cool. This one also has a letter, which could be fun too. What if we did like that? Could do this. Except I think I would cut off that bottom part. And I really liked the round one. The round one looks nice. Use something like that. And behind them. Okay. We're gonna put the stickers on first, I think. And then we're gonna probably re-rub some of that blue over them just so that they look more cohesive. So let's go ahead and put these guys down. So I'm gonna put this one like this and stick it down. And it's gonna give us a really cool like glowing effect because these stickers are like those kind of glowy ones. Remember, the idea is that this is not supposed to be known that it's a napkin. It's like a secret. The sticker doesn't want to come apart. That happens sometimes. Try to see if I can get any part of it to come up. Goodness. The other one came right up. This one's like, no thank you, ma'am. Well, great googly mooglies. Aha, got it. Okay, so I'm gonna put that one right about there. This one is gonna go like that. Oops. Uh-oh. I'll have to cut off that little corner there. There we go. And then with this one, I don't want these little round guys on there, so I'm gonna cut those off. I don't think that really goes with what I'm doing. So I do like the book and the key though, because the key to knowledge books, you know, it feels very Ravenclaw-like to me. So I'm gonna do that. And then I was thinking about maybe having one behind them like this. So I want to kind of see where that would be. Needs to go down just a little bit, but yeah, that's about what I want. Maybe something like that. They're sitting. I probably should have went up a little bit, but it's too late. It's on there. So we're gonna go like this probably with them, so it looks like they're sitting and you can still see all that stuff up there. But before I glue them on, I am gonna do that swipe one last time over them, just because I don't want these to be too out of place because they're stickers. So I'm gonna go ahead and splurk some of this paint over it to make them fit into the background. So like that, it's nothing too much or anything like that, just a little bit, just to kind of tie it in together. And I think that looks pretty good. So then, ooh, and I might put a little bit more on the edge over there because I kind of like what it did over here. So let's go like that. And just kind of edge it out a little bit, yeah. kind of like that a lot. Okay. So now we've got ourselves a little bit of a thing going on here. Okay. So I'm gonna dry it one more time. All right. And now we can glue our people down. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some glue on them. I will make sure to pull it down to their legs too. Oh, they got part of a sticker on them. Go away. And I'm just using my finger to rub it all in. It's okay if it gets on the front. You can just take a tissue to it. Not hurt anything. All right. So then I'm just gonna sit them there. Wipe away some of the excess glue. I'm not going to use acrylic card on this or anything plasticky to wipe the glue away because we did put all those napkins under there and I don't want it to rip. Not what I'm after today. So if it does have a bit of bubbling, that's okay because this is going to be a textured background anyway based on the material we're using. Okay. That looks good. Stay, friend. It looks a little bit weird because that's also where the moon is, but that's okay. Uh-oh, we've got little feet trying to pop up. So I'm holding it down just a wee bit. There we go. And then maybe we can try to find some little sayings or something that sound clever. That could be kind of fun to put some little sayings at the bottom. Maybe wit beyond measure is man's greatest treasure. That could be fun. I'm not sure how dark this dark blue is, or if I need to use light blue. I took some tarot cards out too because I wasn't sure if maybe I wanted some tarot cards at the bottom, but I don't think it needs it. I think that would be too much actually. So, let's see. Okay, I'm gonna say wit beyond measure is man's greatest treasure. And I think we're gonna need the light blue too, because that looks pretty darn dark. In fact, I can't really even see it, so I'm gonna rub it out. You can kind of see where we were gonna put it, that's fine. But it doesn't show up very well. So maybe let's do white instead. So let's try a white Posca instead, because I don't think the blue is gonna work. Wit. Beyond. Beyond measure. Is man's greatest treasure. Wit beyond measure is man's greatest treasure. Right. And then I am going to sign it on the side over here, so that's a little bit out of the way, and I'm going to do it with just like a little blue. I think it's as simple as that, guys. H, today is 03, 17, 25. All right. And this is what it looks like. Looks pretty cool. So it has kind of that magical effect to it. But could you tell that that used to be a napkin? I can't. Thanks, guys.